So yeah, just been working, building out the team, and trying to be successful in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I'm proud of you. That's great.
How's it been for you?
It's been good, man. Yeah, being a 47-year-old athlete has its drawbacks at my age. Everything hurts. Everything hurts.
I bet, man. I see you guys traveling and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the world's a big place. We try to enjoy it as much as we can.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, I appreciate you like reaching out and about this the thing that you're doing. That's super cool, man.
Yeah, man. I always love your spirit as a football player and always as a young man here, and that carried you to your adulthood. So I always appreciate that about you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're out here trying just like everybody else. I don't, I don't see the guys very much from high school anymore. I'll go to Jose's son's games here and there, but besides that, like everyone's just kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, I agree. It happens. It's a natural progression with friends. Your circle of friends becomes smaller and bigger at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And then you find new ones, right? Like I got Jeff. We actually went to high school together, and he's my business partner. And then we have
Okay.
Reyes. He also went to South Amani. He's one of our top like leads here. Reyes Abalos, and then we have Hyman Behar. He was just in here filming content with us a little earlier. So we're still trying to get these people from Monte to come up and do something, man.
Yeah, I remember Reyes. That's my son's name, actually, Reyes.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's our number two agent right now on the team.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Do you want to get started?
yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so what is your name and what year did you graduate? I know your name already. What year?
I graduated in 2009.
Feels like yesterday and a long time ago at the same time.
Bro, 15 years. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. For me, it's 1995, so you do the math on it. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean I was 4 years old in 1995, so I could imagine.
uh, Question number two: what were you involved while here at South?
I mean, all I really did was play football, play sports. I was captain of the football team my last year doing football, and then I did 3 years of track and 1 year of wrestling. So my last year in high school, I did wrestling, which I was team MVP, which was pretty crazy, just for doing it 1 year. But it was just sports, man.
And do you okay in track? What you did shot and disc, or you did something else?
Just shot and disc, yeah, and then the fat man relay.
This is always the best. What do you feel? I know this. Some of the questions are going to be not in there. What do you think is the benefit, or was the benefit of you being involved in extracurricular activities?
It kept me busy, man. My mom did a really good job of when we were growing up, always keeping me in sports, keeping me out of trouble, and that's been able to really shape a big part of my life and working with others, teamwork, building out a team, being a leader. I got all that from playing sports, and so yeah.
That's awesome. Yep. So I tell students to this day. How would you describe yourself, Robert, as a teenager here at South growing up? Like from your freshman year to your senior year, how would you describe yourself?
I was a guy that was like trying to find my way. I didn't really know who I was, as a freshman, and then still going into my senior year. I was just trying to develop as a leader. I was kind of a guy that just liked to have a good time. Didn't worry too much about school, just did enough to get by. And just making sure I was able to make my mom proud and graduate. That was my biggest thing. So it didn't matter if it was C's or A's, it was just get by.
Yeah.
You want the truth, right?
Yeah, of course. That's always way better than the fluffy unicorns and everything's great. It's not.
No.
I think students like to hear that, like especially students who like they love playing sports or like they're not sure about school, and there's comfort in the sense that school, sometimes people think that if I fail at school, I'm gonna fail at life, or yeah, that's not the case
Yeah,
ever. Like, you know what I mean. School is not for everybody.
absolutely.
Yeah, but what you get from school, the discipline and the character building and leadership, that is for everybody. Because if you don't get that, you won't be successful, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's you don't know it at the time when you're there, but that's what's developing. Yep.
What was your favorite part about high school?
Being with my friends, being with my boys, the just the family that we were able to build through sports. Those guys were my brothers. I didn't have a brother that was my age, and um, I knew no matter what, like they were gonna have my back. So just building that family with them was the biggest thing for me. As I went through high school.
It's awesome. Yeah. And as a teen, did you have any fears or doubts?
I think as a team, we always have a lot of fears and doubts, and I think for me, the biggest fear was failure. I was afraid to fail. I was afraid to prove people right because the people I felt like a lot of people were betting against me. I was a kid that grew up without a dad. I was a kid that wasn't the smartest all the time, so it was easy for people to point the finger and say like, "Hey, that guy's not gonna succeed," and I didn't want to prove them right. So that was my biggest fear, is just making sure I didn't fall, in that trap. Um,
Yeah.
what was the second part of that question?
No, that was it. That was it. I'm just smiling and laughing a little bit because that's exactly how I was in high school. I was like, I'm not gonna prove these people right.
Yeah,
I'm just that's great.
yeah, I had to prove myself right.
That's it. That's why I couldn't be a Raiders fan, Robert.
Yeah,
Literally, like everyone around me was bald, tattooed, and was a Raiders and a Lakers fan. Even though I loved the Lakers and I loved Bo Jackson, I couldn't get myself to be. So I became a short-term Angels and a long-term Clippers fan because of that. That's literally why I'm a Clippers fan.
oh man,
I know it
that's
sucks, but I literally wanted to be the opposite of the people who were like literally headed towards death in my family.
yeah,
Like,
that makes sense.
people trip out when like, how'd you become a Clippers fan? I'm like, that's how I became a Clippers
So I wouldn't fall into the trap.
fan. That's it. Let me see here. Question 5. As a teen, no, 6. What has made you successful in your career?
Man, that's actually a really tough question. I just do more than most, right? So I'm nothing special. I don't have this crazy gift. I'm just willing to outwork everybody any given day. And that hard work has allowed me to be put in leadership positions. Um, and again, that's basically what has separated me. That and just giving my life to God and getting my life straight. That was the biggest thing. Staying away from alcohol, drugs. I'm completely sober. I don't mess with any of it, and I think that has led to a lot of my success. Is staying when I get locked in, I get locked in. I'm all in or nothing.
Can you expand on your how religion, church has helped you?
Yeah, man. I was a lost soul. I was in a dark place, doing drugs, drinking all the time, and one day I just had enough, and I decided I needed to find something. And through the grace of God, I was saved, and it was a complete 180 from there. I was heading down a dark path, and 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 it's like all these thoughts started coming to my mind once I became a believer that I could be successful. All these thoughts came into my mind that like I'm the one that's gonna get us out of this rut, um, with God, helping me. So
Your adventurous time, like when you were consuming. What age was that at?
I mean, really was, and I mean I don't know if I should say this, but like yeah, it was like later parts of high school when I was from like 15. I started drinking at the really hard at 15, and then it continued until I was into my early 20s, where I started smoking a bunch of pot. I started doing some cocaine, man, and that's where I knew I was like, man, I'm heading somewhere that I'm not supposed to be. From there, I was like, yep, now now I wouldn't even drink a glass of wine, man.
No, I know. I actually had a really bad incident in Vegas like 10 years ago. Robert, I thought I was gonna die. Like I started drinking like at 7, and I have a gluten allergy, so I couldn't drink beer. So I was drinking like whiskey, tequila, just mixing it in. And you don't realize because it's so hot. I wasn't drinking enough water. So we started like at 7, 8 a.m., and then we took breaks, and it was like 11 p.m. and I passed out. I was dehydrated, whatever it was. I woke up in a friend's hotel room. Literally to the next day at 2, I couldn't stop the room from spinning. I threw up several times. My hands started to like clench.
Yeah.
I was dehydrated. My organs were pulling
Oh.
from my limbs. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a panic attack. I thought it was anything else but the fact that I had drank too much. And so I ended up going to the ER, and they used 5 of those bags.
Oh,
So like
shoot.
5 of them. And the doctor literally told me, like, if you didn't come anytime sooner, I don't know what would happen. Like, it's crazy. So ever since
Man.
then, I drink alcohol. Like, my wife was like, oh, let's just have a glass of wine, and I'll drink a little bit. And I don't know. I literally think it's PTSD. Like, I'll
Yeah.
drink it, and I get panic attacks. Like, I don't enjoy drinking at all. It's terrible. So I just do it sometimes just to, like, appease my wife, and I'm like, and I look at her and say, why'd you make me do this shit? Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't drink anymore either. It's just terrible for your body, man. Like, in your mind, too.
No, it really is. And I mean, I have a really addictive personality. So
Yeah,
for
extreme.
yeah, it's either I'm blacking out, having a good time, or nothing, and I choose nothing. So
And I think that that just comes with the territory and the mindset of being like an athlete. Like as an athlete, you're an alpha predator. You're not like a lamb, or like you're a wolf. You're attacking all out or nothing because you don't want to starve or you want to be successful. And I think that can have a lot of good when you aim it in the right direction, but it can be horrific when you aim it in the wrong direction, right?
100%.
Yeah, I think elite athletes are just geared that way, mindset wise. That's great. Thanks for sharing that. So I'm gonna take a little time out from this because I think it's powerful for you, for me, you to be able to share this with. But I'm not sure how you feel about sharing like the whole cocaine thing and all that. It's up to you. I'm not sure if I should share that with teens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I would. I mean, you could just put alcohol and drugs. Like,
No, I won't put alcohol or anything. I'll just put, I'll figure it out, and I'll
yeah,
send you a draft before I publish it.
yeah,
I'll send you a draft.
yeah. I not many people know about the cocaine thing. I think it was just. I think it's something that like I know people knew I was getting into different substances. Let's say, maybe
Yeah,
that's a better word. And but I've been pretty open about it, so I'm good either way. Well, like I know we got to protect the kids and all that, so whatever you want to share, I'm good with, brother.
yeah. Well, it was for the kids too, but it was mostly for you because I know your career is a lot of image stuff too. But if you're honest about it, that's awesome.
Nah, yeah, I've been pretty open about it, so I think yeah, we're good.
Good man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Whenever we keep anything secrets, man, for me, whenever I keep a secret, I only keep a secret if I know it's gonna hurt people. But I share it with the right people. But to me, whenever you keep secrets, it's actually weakness, like weakness growing within you.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really is, because then you're nervous about it. Are they gonna find out? It's like I don't like doing that.
yeah. I think for me, I'm pretty open about it because I know there's other people struggling with it, and if I can get through it, others can too.
Absolutely.
So that was it, and then kind of just glorifying God through that process of like, yeah, this is who I used to be, but not anymore. So that's the reason
Yeah.
I share it, but never to like show off or anything. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. I agree 100%. 7. If you could say anything to the 17-year-old Robert, what would you say?
mm,
Now that you're in the stage that you're in right now, the mindset that you are, if you could somehow write a note and you had a time machine, but you couldn't interact with Robert, you just left it at his desk, or you put it into I don't know somewhere in his pocket, in his
yeah,
gym bag, what would you say or write?
I would say, Robert, you are loved and you are enough. Keep working hard because it's gonna take you places. Never give up.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah. That was actually a really good question. I didn't have time to think about. I was like, oh shoot, how am I gonna answer that one? But that seems right.
Oh man, that one thing that I don't know where it comes from, but I always been able to. I always view people as puzzle pieces. Like I tailor these questions. Everyone's gonna get different questions. They're gonna get like the first five are probably gonna be the same.
Yeah,
But everyone's gonna get different questions. Yeah.
that's great.
My students strip out when I ask them a question like that. They're like, "You're gonna make me cry." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make you cry."
Yeah.
As an adult, what is something that you're most proud of?
As an adult, I'm actually most proud of being able to build out a family and knowing that I truly love God, I truly love my wife, I love my family, and with everything going on in the world that's super wild, and divorce rates being so high, that I know I'm gonna come home and to my wife every single day and wake up to my boys every single day. And I think that's you know the money aside and all that, like we do fine with the money, but it's just being able to go home to my wife and wake up with my boys every single morning has been the biggest blessing.
Man, I will tell you right now, Robert. I'm so glad you're in tune with that because, God, it goes by so fast, dude. I know you hear that, but when you live it, is my son the other day was walking in our family room and we were listening to some albums, some records, and trying to expose him to different music. And he got up to change the record, and I'm watching him walk away, and I'm like, in the very same living room, I was playing, with like your 50 Thomas the Train engine, building train tracks was one of our favorite things to do on a Saturday or Sunday morning. I was just like, shit, now you're taller than me, you're 16, you barely want to hang out with me. I'm just like,
It's
man,
crazy, man.
enjoy it, brother. Enjoy every minute, the bad, the ugly, everything. Just enjoy the process, man.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that because, yeah, sometimes we get caught up of always being on our phones and it's like, all right, put it away.
Yeah.
Here's the time.
I actually teach that to my students and my family too about mindfulness and being in the moment. So I make my wife too. She's guilty of it. She's actually the worst because she's a principal now. So she's
Mm,
always getting messages, and so I literally take her phone and like I put all their phones away. Like during dinner time, we listen to music and we talk about each other's days, and that's it.
that's great, man. That's really good. I got to do more of that.
Yeah, just find a space in the countertop or whatever, and just leave your phone there. And just like how you view the Bible as being sacred, and how you view church as being sacred, your table should be sacred too. Like it's where you not only when you get nutrition, but you also get nutrition for your soul as well. So
Mm,
for me, like it's always been important. My wife fights me on it, but I always win. So no matter what, put your phone away because I just want a piece of you. That's it.
that's it.
I just want a piece of you. That's it.
That's freaking awesome. I love that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nine, is there a motto or a quote that you live by? And if you don't have that ready, that's fine. You can always text it to me, whether it's an image
I
or
got
if
it.
it's a passage from the Bible.
It's
If you don't have it, it's okay.
no, I got it. I got it. It's overcommit, figure out the rest later. By who? I have no idea, but I might have just came up with it myself.
Overcommit,
Figure out the rest later.
all in.
All in every day.
Yeah. Okay. And you said you don't know, or did you come up with that on your own?
No, I have no idea where it's from. I don't know if I came up with it on my own or I heard it somewhere one time.
I'm gonna
Uh,
give you credit. I'm just gonna say Robert said that. Okay, there we go. I made that decision, so you don't have to worry about it.
yeah, man, I live by that because people get caught up on all the little details, on this needs to be perfect, that needs to happen first, and it's like, nope. I'm gonna overcommit, and then we're just gonna figure out the rest later. And it's brought me to this point. Even with my wife, I got married, bro, and didn't have any money. I wasn't closing any deals. Didn't have no money, and I knew I needed to marry my wife. I wanted to marry my wife, and by the time we got married, I had $27 in my bank account, um, and that's
Talk
it.
about leap of faith. Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow. $27.
yeah. So
Sounds like a name for a company. 27. Gee, that's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah. leaps of faith, right? Same thing with my wife. When we couldn't get pregnant, I really I wanted a son. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I love all my kids, but I wanted a son, and she couldn't get pregnant. And that was when my brother was going through his ALS and stuff like that. And I quit being an administrator. I took a $35,000 pay cut at the time. It's like crazy, and we lived in an apartment that we could afford, but it became a stretch. And I came back to South. That's why I came back to South.
Hmm.
I came back to South, and you know the way God works is like we were able, for some odd reason we were able to make less money but use it smarter, and we saved and we were able to buy a house at the right time. The house we were looking at was too expensive, and then like 4 months later, the real estate agent called us and said, "Hey, you know, you left an impression on the owner's mind, so whatever." And he's like, against my discretion, he's giving you this deal, and it was like 100 grand less than they were asking.
No way.
That was crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. So like we lucked out. I had to take out a little bit of a loan, secondary loan. And I was like, let's jump on it. We did, and it was a stretch, but so I had more family time. I got a house, and then my wife got pregnant like 6 months later. So I
What
was
a
like,
blessing, man.
right? It's crazy the leap of faith you take, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, you
That's
figure it
awesome.
out.
Yeah. Last one. What advice do you have for students at South?
You know what? Working hard can definitely take you to the right places. I also believe that building the right relationships with the right people is super important, and I've learned that more recently in my life. If you hang out with knuckleheads, you're going to be a knucklehead. If you hang out with people who are successful, you are going to be successful. So you want to hang out with people that have successful families, do that. But more than ever, work hard and build the right relationships because that's what's going to take you far. Um, and don't worry. I mean, as far as the grades and all that, like do your job, work hard, and then um, everything else will come after that.
All right, man. Yeah, they say that if you hang out with five gangsters, you're gonna be the sixth one,
That's it.
and if you hang around with five geniuses or whatever lawyers, you're gonna be the sixth one. So,
Tell,
yeah,
tell me who
all right,
your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are.
that's it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add? I have more than enough for sure.
No, I mean I was a C student at best. I think whether you do great in high school or just get by, there's a world out there full of opportunity, and you just got to go out and create it. There's really nothing that can really get in your way besides health. So take care of yourself. But besides health, there's nothing that can get in your way. The opportunities are endless. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something because of your skin color, because of your upbringing. That's all a lie. Don't buy into the lie. So
Yeah, yes, it's all BS. All
yeah.
right, man. It was fun, my man.
Hopefully I delivered, man.
Oh, home run, touchdown.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it, bro.
Your little sis was here last week. She was substituting.
Yeah. She was like, "Is it okay if I give Rosales your number?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure he has it, but I'm pretty sure he has one of the other ones too. So yeah, give him my personal one. Yeah."
Okay, very
Uh,
cool.
yeah, man. So it's good, but glad you're doing great, man.
Yeah, 25th year of teaching and just trying to keep it interesting and just doing the best that I can. So,
No, you always do. Um, I always hope I could go back to coaching one day, but I got to just grow the business out so I can go back and not worry about money.
yeah, absolutely. People always look at money the wrong way. And I tell my kids especially, I say money it can work for you or against you. You know, you can be a slave to it or it can liberate. You have to decide what kind of lifestyle you want to lead. You know, and money is just a means, a way to achieve that. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm I'm looking for options because and I know you know this. There's a lot of stuff being taught out there right now that I don't agree with, right? And I don't need somebody else telling my kids the way they should be able to dress or he her all that stuff. I'm gonna control that. And the only way I know I can guarantee that is by making sure I'm successful enough to be like, nope, I'm hiring the teacher, my wife's the teacher. Like right now, we homeschool our kids. I mean, they're little, or a little boy, but we don't know if that's going to end unless I say otherwise.
Yep. Yep. I agree 100%. I actually had some students transfer out because I refused to call them by by a name that they wanted to be called, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I didn't get in trouble because there's a protocol. They actually have to fill out paperwork, and then on the attendance sheet they have to be named that. Like whatever's in the attendance sheet, that's what I'm going to use. And if they
Hmm.
don't want me to use it, then they need to go through all the channels. But that forces them to get their parents involved, and it gets complicated. But I'm just like, no, like man, like how brainwashed are you? You know. So then I have a conversation with the student, and I'm like, is this really about your belief, or someone pushing things on you,
Yeah.
or like you need to go figure yourself out, man. You gotta love yourself first. Like this is the way you were made. Like go love yourself, man. You know.
Yep. Yep. I
It,
agree, man.
it gets political and super complicated, but I have to keep my job. You
Yeah,
know.
you gotta walk that fine line.
Bro, I do. Like we just had a debate today about like who would you vote for, about Harris or Trump, and then they're gonna write an essay about it eventually. They always ask me like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, what I think. I'm like you guys. I'm a human. And I have a point of view, but that's the aim of my class is not to like cloud your judgment or impose my judgment on you. Like I just want you to think critically and look at the topics and look at the issues that each candidate is for or against. That's like way more important than all the campaigning that they're doing and whatever.
Yeah, what emotions or feelings they're pulling on. Yep.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm glad you're doing great, and I'm actually more proud of the father you become, and that's fantastic, brother. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Trying my best. I know I could always be better, but we're out here doing it, and we're just trying to be a living example of that, man. So thank you.
Yeah. All right, bro.
All
I,
right,
I
bro.
have to sign out and go home to my family.
All right, man. Have a blessed one, bro.
God bless. Take care.
Bye.